Hi everyone, it's Graham again and welcome back to my channel. So today I am doing a book tag and it is called the Friends tag. I saw this on Dane Cobain's channel. I think it was created by Nouvelle Novels. I'm sure he said that's who created it. He didn't tag me, but I saw it and I'm going to do it because I love the look of it and it sounds fab. There are 7 prompts and each prompt begins with the letter of Friends. So Friends. So let's get on with that. So F, friendship. Name a book with a strong friendship in it. So for this one, I have chosen The Complete Sherlock Holmes by Sir Arthur Conan Doyle. 2 hands, because it weighs a ton. The friendship between Sherlock Holmes and Dr. Watson is probably one of the closest friendships I've ever read in a book. They just work so well together. They bounce off one another. Sherlock Holmes is a genius in his own right, so he could solve any crime, but with the input of Dr. Watson, he gets there a little bit quicker. Sometimes it's the other way around, but yeah, for that question, I have chosen Sherlock Holmes and Dr. Watson because their friendship, I just love reading these stories because they just work so well together and it's fabulous. And this edition as well is just beautiful. It's the Barnes & Noble leather-bound edition and I adore it. So question number 2, which is R, real life. A non-fiction book that you want to read. Okay, so this is a very, very old book, and as a fan of true crime, this is really up my street. It is Bernard Spilsbury, His Life and Cases by Douglas G. Brown and Tom Tullett. I cannot wait to get to this. I've had this for a few months now. I think I got it at the very beginning of the year before the whole situation that we have been in for the last however many goddamn months. But yeah, this is a biography of Sir Bernard Spilsbury, who was a pathologist in the early part of the 20th century. And it just fascinates me. As a fan of true crime, it's not the crimes themselves that fascinate me, it's how the police and the pathologists and the lawyers in court and the judges come to the conclusions of why the crime was committed, who committed the crime, the trail of events that led up to it and came afterwards, how people try to hide their involvement in things, but forensically it's so difficult to do. More so nowadays, where you can't get away with anything because forensics are so far advanced. But back in these days, the forensic advancement that they had was amazing. Fingerprints caught a lot of criminals, and fair enough, they didn't have DNA, but they could tell blood types and stuff like that. But some of the methods that were used in the earlier part of the 20th century were absolutely outstanding, and for that reason I cannot wait to get to this book. So the next question is I, and it's indie author. A book by an indie author. So I haven't read this yet, but Meet by Dane Cobain. This tells the story of a veterinarian called Tom Copeland. He takes a job in a factory farm called Sunnyvale, and there's something strange going on there. It's a very dark story, and I need to get to it because I did mean to get to it in like October, November, but I just didn't, unfortunately. So I will get to this at some point very soon, because I think it just sounds really up my street and very dark. So E for endings. a book where the ending made you, and that's where that question ends. So can we choose our own "it made us happy, sad, angry"? I have chosen shocked. And for that question, the book I've chosen is The Secret Life and Curious Death of Miss Jean Milne by Andrew Nichol. Now, this is a sort of fictional take on a true crime case which took place in Broughty Ferry, which is just down the road from where I live in Dundee. They don't like to think of themselves as part of Dundee, but they are. So 1912, Miss Jean Milne was murdered in her home. It was a locked room mystery. It's unsolved to this day. But what the author has done here, he's gone through all the notes and the statements that were taken at the time and the forensic photography, probably, I would imagine, and all the little bits of evidence that are still available now, and he's come up with a completely plausible and very probable conclusion. And the end of this book, I'm not going to give it away because it would spoil it, and I think it's one that people should read, especially if you're a true crime fan. The ending, I was absolutely blown away because you just don't see it coming, and you think to yourself, wow, the author of this book really may just have solved this 108-year-old crime. It's just stunning, and it reads like a sort of fictional tale, but it's very much based in fact. But yeah, it's incredible. Really, I recommend this book if you get a chance to read it. The Secret Life and Curious Death of Miss Jean Milne. It is brilliant. I read this, I think, over the course of about 3 or 4 nights. Not the right time to read this book because I didn't sleep very well. It is kind of it's kind of scary. But yeah, read this if you get a chance. So the next question, if I can unlock my iPad, which it doesn't seem to want to do. Okay, so N, a new book that you can't wait to buy. There isn't really one new book, just all the books. All the books, can I have that as my answer? I'm going to say all the books ever in the world. Just them all. Question number 6 is D, and it's dark. So a book which has dark themes. So for that one, I have chosen, since we're coming into December and the festive month, and we all need a little bit of cheering up, yes, but this book won't it won't do that. The ending will, because it's a beautiful ending, and it's a very classic story. It is A Christmas Carol by Charles Dickens, and this gorgeous edition is illustrated by Arthur Rackham. The illustrations in this are so beautiful. It's just absolutely gorgeous. So the dark themes in this, Scrooge, Ebenezer Scrooge, is a very miserly man, very set in his ways. He doesn't give to charity, he doesn't spend money willingly, and he doesn't keep the spirit of Christmas alive in his heart. He goes on a journey with three spirits: Christmas past, Christmas present, and Christmas yet to come. And it shows him where his life has gone awry, and I mean, everyone knows the story of this, so I won't spoil this by saying that the very final spirit that he meets is Christmas yet to come. And basically that spirit shows him that he has died and that no one attended his funeral. People went into his house and pinched his belongings, even took the curtains off his four-poster bed while he lay there dead. And he'd been alone when he died. And yeah, that's quite dark themes. I think it's the kind of, it's like the dark themes in this are sort of, what am I trying to say? He's shown the error of his ways, and he becomes a lovely human being. He gives to charity. He keeps spirit alive of Christmas in his heart all year round, and he helps the Cratchit family, and especially Tiny Tim, who has in the sense of the word from the book, which was written over 100 years ago, he is a cripple, and he dies in the book, I think during the Christmas Yet to Come segment of the story, and that really affects Ebenezer Scrooge, and he begins to see the error of his ways, and it is quite dark. But then it's Victorian Gothic literature. It's going to have dark themes in it anyway, and Charles Dickens did have that kind of darkness about him, I feel. To date, this is the only one that I've read, but from other films and things, adaptations that I've seen, there is quite a lot of dark themes in his works, but this is just a glorious one, and I love it. Christmas Carol. And I'm going to reread this year. I've never read this edition, so this will be the edition that I read because it's beautiful. The only thing that I'm not too keen on is that the pages are kind of... Well, actually, no, I thought they were glossy pages. They're not. They are matte pages, so I complained for nothing then. Sorry. So the very final question is S, share. So share the love and tag some of your favourite channels. So I am going to I am going to tag Lil over at Lil's Vintage World. I'm going to tag Julie, the Hungry Bookworm. I am going to tag Hannah Tay over at Hannah Books and Beauty. And anyone else who wants to do this tag, feel free. I will post the questions in the comments down below. And yeah, if you do this, tag me so I can see your responses. And yeah, thank you very much. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. Whatever you're doing, I hope you have so much fun doing it. Whatever you're reading, I hope you love it. Stay fabulous, be amazing, be yourself, stay safe, and I'll see you again soon for another video. Bye bye.